Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the kind invitation and to be part of this great event. I looked at the agenda and it's quite intense with a lot of content, and I'm happy representing both the Dubai Chamber and the ICC, International Chamber of Commerce, United Arab Emirates, to give you an update, at least in terms of how does this all fit within the whole trade, and taking upon what my colleague just mentioned, DP World and the whole supply chain. The slides that I'm going to share, just going to take you quickly through the UAE and Dubai highlights. Most of these numbers are not foreign to you. You probably know the positioning of the United Arab Emirates in terms of rankings. You know the positioning of Dubai. As you can see on the slide, the UAE is the #1 Middle East most globalized country, 4th globally, and it's #1 in the Arab world for ease of doing business and ranked 16 globally. On Dubai side of things, there's a lot of competitive rankings there, but it is really not about the numbers itself, but how to sustain them and how to continue to improve on them. And this takes me back to my comment earlier in terms of how trade, and which is the heart of the city of Dubai, it's where we really 30% of our GDP comes from trade, and how when you look at this room, you look at the sponsors, and you look at all these businesses that are here today, how can we collectively play a role as well in really sustaining these rankings and continue to make the United Arab Emirates and Dubai a very competitive marketplace. But when you look at Dubai Trade and Commerce, as I said, it contributes 30% of our GDP. Our top trading partners are China, India, United States, Saudi Arabia, and Switzerland. And then more additional details in terms of the exports and how have we been faring over the first half of 2021. What's interesting is what is Dubai's 5-year plan to boost this foreign trade to 2 trillion dirhams, which is about $54 billion US. There are a lot of initiatives. DP World plays a very important role in a lot of these ambitious targets, along with other stakeholders within the government of Dubai and the private sector. So really, it's about boosting our status as an international business hub, focusing on really emerging markets. When we look at Africa, when we look at Asia, Southeast Asia, Latin America, and a lot of activities that the Chamber actually does. You've probably heard of, or you've been involved in some of these, such as the Global Business Forum series that's been running in Dubai for a couple of years now. We've just introduced last year the Global Business Forum ASEAN, and our upcoming one in Latin America that's going to take place here in Dubai in March during the Expo. So really, it's about connectivity. It's about the ease of moving goods and trade. Digitalization is key, as my colleague mentioned, and it's the way forward. When you look at other sectors of Dubai, of course, tourism and hospitality is a big contributor as well to our economy. We've been hit quite hard, just like other cities, when it comes to numbers of tourists, obviously for the reasons that we are all living in, the pandemic and others. But we have witnessed a quick rebound, frankly speaking, with the number of tourists that are visiting Dubai. You know, the city of Dubai has around 755 hotels that can take close to 140,000 rooms. And with the balance between business and health I think the government, I believe the UAE government and Dubai government has taken a very balanced approach where it sets the priorities in terms of balancing economy and the health. And this will continue to grow. We've seen the numbers already going up for the first month of this year as we're moving towards February and March. Visitations is continuing to increase to the city of Dubai, particularly driven by Expo and the easiness of the situation with the pandemic. Some numbers here for you as well from Dubai Chamber side of things. We have around close to 290,000 members, businesses that represent the private sector in Dubai. Because of many new initiatives that was taken by the government, whether it is 100% ownership for your businesses on land, or the Golden Visa, or the other initiatives that was driven by the government of Dubai, we've seen an increased number of new members or businesses starting in Dubai, and that was close to 28,000 businesses members that have joined the chamber. Our members export around 61.7 billion US dollars. These are our members that reach out to the chamber and get their certificates of origin. So we have a good increase as well that we've witnessed across the board when it comes to trade and other activities. With every trading that takes place, you require certificates of origin. We issue close to 670,000 certificates of origin in a year. That's an average of about 1,500 to 2,000 certificates of origin every single day, which basically means digitalization was key to sustain the volume and the number of activities that is related to trade. The other thing that I'd like to discuss as well with all of you, especially when we look at trade and the whole supply chain and the international network, it's what you see in front of you here. The Chamber of Commerce has 11 international offices. I spoke about the different regions that we will continue to connect with, to expand in, to help facilitate business and trade and others. We have, Africa has always been the forefront for the Emirate of Dubai, for the United Arab Emirates, particularly East Africa, as historically we've been trading with our DAOs all the way to Zanzibar, Mombasa, East Africa. So that has been the heritage or the history, but we've been expanding that quite significantly, and we've witnessed a tremendous increase in that. So we always given Africa an important focus. I know it's a focus of a lot of definitely within the supply chain and logistics industry, definitely within a lot of the multinationals that are based from the city of Dubai that can easily serve these important markets. So we have 4 offices in Kenya, in Ethiopia, in Ghana, in Mozambique. We have offices in Latin America as well, which sometimes when I meet delegates internationally, particularly from Latin America itself, they say, why do you have offices all the way in Latin America? Well, distance and logistic has not been the main concern. It is really focusing on opportunities and what digitalization and having a presence there that can really assist these businesses that are based in Dubai to explore markets, and also vice versa. The actual markets in Latin America, you'd be surprised at how eager these businesses are to look beyond the convention markets. They want to see what to explore in our region, what's there, and that has been a driving force. So we have in Panama City, we have in Brazil, Argentina, just announced Mexico City. We also close by here in the CIS region in Baku, 1 office in India, 2 offices in China. And this network will continue, and the whole objective of this is to really help businesses to connect with these markets, facilitate these kind of discussions. When you go to a market that might be considered as risky, here's the Chamber of Commerce there to actually support and guide you through these stakeholders' relations that we were able to build over the many years. And this brings me to this whole connection in regions to the Expo 2020. Dubai Chamber is an official partner with the Expo, and we are absolutely honored and delighted to have at least played, even if it was a small role, to really facilitate the business programming at the Expo. You know the figures you hear. I hope you had a chance definitely to go and visit the Expo, but it's quite an impressive setting. More so, not because it's gonna, not because when it ends in end of March, but what potentials this site with the infrastructure in place, whether it is technology-wise or the connectivity-wise, the fact that the port is there, the airport, the infrastructure is already there, the metro is there, the 5G connectivity is there. It is what is the potential of that whole site as District 2020 can bring to this city, can bring to the UAE in a new setting that is just between Dubai and Abu Dhabi. And we've heard a glimpse from our colleague as well, DP World, and what they're trying to do with their pavilion. And there's a lot of these kind of announcements will come, which will really make it quite interesting in terms of the way forward. Number of visitors continuing to increase. These numbers are not updated. There's more that have actually arrived. You know, the pavilions, and we've seen a lot of activities around them, but that's what the Chamber brought, at least within the Expo. Whether it's the Global Business Forum series, the last one coming in March, or we have partners as well with other pavilions and with the Expo themselves through the thematic business forums. So a lot of these, 9 of those, are organized by Dubai Chamber, and these are all available and online, especially the upcoming ones. Next week we do have the pavilion, the Food and Agriculture and Livelihood Business Forum taking place at the Expo site, followed by Water in March, and the Global Business Forum Latin America. So there's a lot of these activities that is happening, and these kind of discussions through whether it's the Global Business Forums or others, and bringing all these leaders, government and the private sector. It's all about really connecting everyone, and I do urge you, if you require kind of more insights into what collectively we can do to really take this whole discussion and what the essence of this conference is all about, to take that forward. The Chamber is at your service, the ICC UAE is at your service, and I'm absolutely delighted to be here, and thank you for the kind invitation.
Thank you. Hassan, if I might just ask you one question regarding the Expo, like such an amazing success, but in this environment for the last, was there any time that you felt some of your activities or events just wouldn't make it, just would not happen?
Wow, that's a tough question. It's a tough question because it is extremely difficult to maneuver in uncertainty, as you can imagine. When we have had quite an, quite a very focused target and a very focused deadlines. And with what is happening around us, yes, there have been some moments where we thought, we wouldn't be able to. But the good thing is, just like any business or any strategy, when you try to maneuver uncertainty, there's always plans A, B's, and C's. But we truly are extremely blessed to be to have that that trust that has been built between the government, between the public sector, between the private sector, to really believe in the resilience of the Emirate of Dubai, the resilience of what we have been doing over the past years, and what the aspiration is. Just look at the fact that this is not just the first. We've been around a lot of challenges and crises, and a very competitive region, and very unstable markets around us directly. But it is through that trust and the vision and the collaboration and the partnerships that has really helped us pull through, and that's the essence of Dubai, and it will continue to be.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful.